I describe anxiety and depression as a hard to shift emotion. Often many of us these days just run off way too much hustle and bustle. Often with this hustle and bustle we have so much going on, we don't think about anything else except for what's in front of us. And in that we tend to forget to unwind, relax, calm the mind and process the day. As we all know, our minds and bodies can only take so much. And when the body realizes that there is no balance of unwinding and processing properly, the body starts to show us some signs that it's struggling. Usually the signs that the body will show us is nausea, tiredness, like constantly throughout the day, low energy, low motivation, headaches, tension, digestion problems. There's all these little things that the body will show us and try to tell us that we need to just relax. But due to the hustle and bustle, we do tend to ignore these signs. And then usually when we do actually ignore these signs, the body starts to really struggle. And then one thing leads to another and we end up with this condition, anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression comes from a complete imbalance in the body. So if you've ever heard of yin and yang, yin is more like a wellness side of things and yang is more of a hustle and bustle side of things. This represents balance. Our bodies need this, and when you don't give it to it, it's going to struggle. So the condition anxiety and depression comes and goes. When I say this, it means that it's always underlying. Somebody's saying that they're having a really bad mental illness day, it's usually because something has triggered their anxiety or the depression. So usually something causes anxiety and depression to peak. So somebody once asked me what anxiety and depression actually feels like. I would best describe the anxiety that I usually feel is, you know that feeling after when you have smashed out a massive session at the gym and your whole body is just shaking, it's just full of adrenaline and you're a bit dizzy, you feel a bit nauseated, all that sort of stuff. That's how I usually feel, and this is sometimes accompanied with bad thoughts because this is prolonging. Like you can actually feel this way for hours on end. Your breath is very shallow, everything is just heightened. Because of all that feeling, you actually feel a little bit numb. If you have anxiety and depression and you've ever been told to like rub your index fingers and to try and focus on things, that's somebody just trying to tell you to reactivate your senses and ground yourself. The way how I could describe it to you is that feeling when the alarm clock goes off in the morning and it takes motivation and energy to get out of bed. Well, somebody with depression can feel that the entire day. The entire day, not only just to try and get out of bed, but to even jump in the car to go to work, to even eat, to sleep, everything. Like when you need to do something, your brain is trying to signal that to your body. It feels like somebody's just holding you down and making you feel really lifeless. And obviously when you feel like that for a really long time, this can start to really upset you, scare you. Anybody who has mental illness has already been faced a massive challenge. I decided to take on a different challenge for myself, and that was to relieve my symptoms and to try and control my little episodes when things were triggering it. So little things that I have done is I've implemented wellness into my life a lot more. Not put so much energy into work, put more energy into myself and make me happy and do things that I genuinely want to do. So today I just want to share a couple of little things that I do that you could possibly implement into your life to relieve and maintain some of your anxiety and depression symptoms. I'm now more mindful about my triggers. If you actually understand the triggers and why it's triggering you, you can allow yourself to be a little bit more open and you can actually, shut yourself down if you need to. And yeah, you can actually approach the situation a little bit different if you're mindful of the triggers. I've had a lot of bad influences, bad energy gauges, life-sucking people in my life, and I've just decided to And this isn't easy, but when you decide to just try and detach from certain people, it actually helps you a whole lot more. Anxiety is like a bad energy, and some of my outputs for exerting energy is Pilates and yoga. And when I do that, I'm actually focusing my proper energy into something else that exerts energy, and therefore I'm allowing my activity to wear me out rather than anxiety. There's lots of different ways that you can exert energy. There's yoga, there's Pilates, there's surfing, running, there's swimming, there's heaps. But one in particular that I have really found like just so amazing. So my friend Stephen has actually had depression for a really long time, and he actually implemented boxing into his life to help maintain and relieve his symptoms. The way he exerts his energy and allows him to put his emotion and focus into a complete different world where he can experience gaining control and losing control. And not to mention, he's physically and mentally allowing himself to break through and control a physical challenge. And whatever is going on around you, you just totally forget that. So definitely exerting your energy into something that completely interests you will definitely help. So Stephen and I have put this video together because we know what it feels like, and we know that it's scary, we know that it's isolating, we know that you can really struggle with it. And to be honest, if we didn't have such supporting people around us to pull us through those really hard days and really hard moments, I can't even begin to think about where we will be. And if you personally suffer with anxiety and depression, I hope you can take something from this video and it helps you. And just remember that you are not alone. There are heaps of people going through it, and together we can show everybody how strong we really are.